The fifth and final season of You has premiered on Netflix, and before we say goodbye to the psycho we hate to love, let's get into what finally ended Joe's reign of terror in season 5. Beware, spoilers are ahead. Penn Badgley took one last spin around the block as Joe Goldberg with the final season of You returning to where it all began in New York City. The season starts 3 years after the events of the war that was season 4. Joe and Kate are a seemingly happily married couple who have gained custody of Joe's son Henry that he had with my girl, Lovey Love. Untouchable due to Kate's deep pockets and even deeper influence, Joe should have been on cloud 9. It appears that he got everything he ever wanted, but Joe is never satisfied with the status quo, and he soon begins to fixate on a stranger named Bronte, played by Madeline Brewer, who breaks into Mooney's. Yes, Mooney's is back into play this season because Kate brought the property for Joe. But side note, am I totally bugging? The apartment that Joe uses to write in is his apartment from season 1, right? But I don't remember it being on top of Mooney's. That was a little confusing to me, but back to season 5. Other key newcomers this season takes viewers more into Kate's family drama, specifically with her half-siblings, the twins Maddie and Reagan, played by Anna Camp, and her brother Teddy, played by Griffin Matthews. Anna Camp was a great addition to the cast, and I almost want to say her character and storyline saved season 5 and made it so much better than 4. Reagan was giving me Peach vibes in how she was condescending and instantly hated Joe. And for some reason, Maddie reminded me of Anna Camp's True Blood character, Sarah Newland, and her bubbly demeanor. Once I got used to her character, I liked her character. And that's how I felt about season 5 in general. It took some getting used to. The premiere was lackluster, and I thought I was going to be in for a repeat of the horrendous season 4. I mean, can you tell how much I hated that season? But about towards the end of the second episode, it started to feel like the earlier seasons of You, and by episode 6, when things really started to flip, I was like, hold up, this season is kind of lit. And I even started to like Kate. I mean, not too much, but I was banging with her. I liked all the callbacks that were splashed throughout the season, and all the previous characters that showed up to bash Joe. Those elements really brought the season full circle. But I was a bit shocked at how much Beck was a focus in season 5, but I guess she was like an anchor of sorts to tie the story together and justify bringing in some of the new characters. Episode 9 had me on the edge of my seat, but I found the season finale to be anticlimactic. Like, Joe always has a plan A to Z when things don't work out the way he anticipates, but if he got away with yet another murder attempt, the show would have dragged. So the logical ending for Joe is dead or in jail. He needed to be stopped. And I didn't think I cared who would end him, but it did bother me that it was Bronte because who is she to take him down? Like, I didn't care about her. So I feel like she didn't have that right to be the one to bring Joe down. And then it ended up being the Bronte story. And again, this is a new character to introduce so late in the game that I really didn't build an emotional connection to her. So I didn't care about her. But it was something she said to Joe that made me realize what his whole deal is. She said something about him not being a white knight, and Joe honestly thinks he is. Like, you can't convince Joe he's not. He wants love so bad, and he wants someone to accept his dark impulses, but he also wants that damsel in distress. He wants to be the person to slay all their dragons, and the minute he doesn't see you like that, he sees you as a threat. And that's what happened to Love. He saw himself in her and said, no, she don't need my help. I don't want her. And that's what happened with Kate too. She finally saw through his BS and he was done with her. But I'm glad you was done. I won't miss it. I think it should have ended with season 3. So it was time. The story had run its course, but I will miss Penn. He was so perfect in this role, and I'll miss those insane inner monologues, hilarious crash outs, and his golden voice. I'm curious to see what he'll do next acting-wise if he wants to continue in the business in that aspect. All 5 seasons of You are available to stream on Netflix. So now I want to hear from you. What did you think about the final season of You? Did Joe get the ending he deserved? Sound off in the comments.